What's going on, beautiful people? Hey, Lips. What's going on? So, got some more bullpucky from the cow lady. Actually stumbled upon this one. She did this one 2 weeks ago. I actually stumbled upon it. So we are going to go over cow lady's bull pie out of her bull mouth yet again. So strap in, get your stuff, and let's do it. Yeah, well, apparently she likes to have Donnie Wani on her panel. So let's see what he's got to say. What's up? What's up? What's up?
And I want to say, mods, get geared up because the trolls will be coming in. As soon as Don says what he wants to say, he wants to come up and he wants to tell something that's been on his heart and his soul. And we're going to be here for him and we're going to let him tell his part of the story. He's tired of being beat up constantly and attacked every day. He's literally living in hell right now, him and Candace both. Not only not knowing where their daughter is and having to deal with everything else.
No worry, Bama. You're good. Yeah, I just got me some fireball. But welcome.
But also the attacks on him and his family and everything else. I'm going to put the link in your Facebook for Dawn to come up.
Get your drugs, get your alcohol, come find a seat. Pretty much. But all I'm hearing right now is meh, meh. Can we get to the good stuff? You mean you take 3 minutes for a fucking intro, bro? Like, for real.
He can click on that so I don't have to put it out on chat because while Don's up here, I'm not going to let anyone else come up on panel.
Yes, we get it. You've only said it 8 times in 3 different ways in 3 minutes and 38 seconds. We got it.
Maybe Christine, but other than that, I'm not going to let anybody else come up. Maybe Christine and Candace. And if Candace wants to come up and be a support for Dawn, then that's fine. Final. This is not going to
How you doing, Exploited? How you doing, everyone? Welcome.
Be about Summer. This is going to be about something else that he's going to address.
So this isn't about Summer. It's about something else. Your daughter's missing. You're going on panel in front of literally millions of people. And you're not going to talk about your child?
That he feels very, very strong about. We've been talking about it. I've asked him to pray about it, whether or not he should do this. He can back out at any given time. I will not push him.
Repeat. Really? Give me 1 slagging minute. Yeah, she did.
I'll just let him talk and say his part.
Yes, we get it.
But mods, get ready because the trolls will start coming in very quickly. So I'm going to give him a couple minutes. I'm going to say a prayer because this is not going to be good. But Don feels like that he's been pushed in a corner and he has no other choice but to talk about this and let people know the truth about things. So I do want to say, Heavenly Father, I come to you in the name of Jesus. I asked you to keep Don calm. I asked you to let him make the right.
Yeah, live again, toaster. And yeah, Bama, you're absolutely right. She put Summer's name in the title, but it says it's not about Summer. Make it make sense. Just saying. I don't understand it.
right decisions and say the right words that he wants to say. I ask for peace in Jesus' name, comfort, and we do pray every day that Summer comes home safely to her parents. In Jesus' name I pray. Here is my membership.
No, no, see? You fucked up. You just did a whole prayer about Summer, and then what's the next word out of your mouth? Wait for it.
Linked if anyone wants to become a member. If it gets too bad in here, I'm going to have to probably switch it over to members only. I don't want to do that right now, but we're.
You just did a whole prayer for a missing young lady, and then not even taking a breath, you're talking about members and membership. Do better.
Just gonna kind of. Did you get the link? Can for
No, we didn't get the link. Can.
Don, or do I need to put it out in the chat? I'll be giving Don a few minutes. I do want to put a trigger warning out. This is not for the light of ears to hear.
Okay, we get it. You've been dragging this on for 5 minutes and 35 seconds. Seriously, shut your and get on with it.
And so, um, definitely want to do that. Hang on just 1 second. Don's calling me. Hang on.
Exactly, Dolly. And now she goes blank because Don's calling. She always switches it to members only. The is $25 members. Jesus, Christ.
Okay, so he wants me to put it in chat so he can come out. But at this point, I'm not going to let anybody
Thank you, Selena. Well, welcome everyone to the show.
else up on panel. It's just going to be me and Don.
Don.
Because it's gotten over too much. And Don will say what he wants to say. This is what Don's story. He feels like he's been backed in a corner and that he has to stand up for what's right and he has to tell his side of the story. I do ask you all to be. Be respectful. Mods, if they come in here, Candace, you got a wrench too, honey. Zap them. If they come in here being disrespectful, don't let them, because it don't happen over here on this part.
But it does. That's the problem. It does. Yeah, $25. I couldn't tell you what's going on. She's just obsessed with Donnie. That's all I can tell you.
This is a family that's grieving.
Grieving. Did you just say grieving? I could have woman.
You know, I've known Don for a few months.
Hey, dumbass, it don't matter how long you known them, they're not grieving over anything, because if they were, they would be actively searching for their own child.
Months now, and
Dumbass.
I've listen. Don's not the bad person that everybody's trying to make him
All
out
right,
to be. Is Don a redneck sometimes? Yes, we all can get redneck, but he's not a very vicious person or a very mean person like everybody's portraying him to be.
Oh, somebody gave her a dono.
I put the link down, Can. Hang on. I'm gonna put the link back out. Did I put the link down in the chat? Don, I'm putting the link back out for you in the chat.
I concur. It is what it is. I concur. Welcome, everyone.
I told him to think about it, to pray about it before he come up here, and so this is a decision that he's made.
She being more than milked by Don, I think he's slipping her that old bullhorn, if you know what I mean. Just gross human behavior. Yeah, I agree, Jaded.
On his own. You don't see it? Right here it is, Candace. There it is. I put it back out again. I'll keep putting it back out until you can grab it. There it is. I'll highlight it.
Too bad nobody protected Summer the way Cow protects Don and Wells. Damn, there it is.
Can you see it?
Dumbass.
Y'all, my arm has been killing me all day.
Boo-hoo, dumbass.
All day long. Now, I want you all to keep an open mind. This is Don's.
Listen, if my mind was any, if my skull was any further open, my brain would fall the fuck out. Dumbass. So you might want to shut the fuck up and get on with this. You only been rambling on for fucking 10, 20 minutes here. Like, get the fuck on with it, lady. Like, for real. Here's a better one. Why don't you go and take care of your farm animals with your husband and grandson?
Story, and he said he doesn't want to come out with this, but he feels like he's been back in a corner. I do want to say this is all speculation, and people are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. But this is Don's story. Hey, Don, what's up?
Oh, not much.
What are you doing?
I'm all right. How's my Bluetooth sound? Echoey or?
No, a
You sound like you took a shot in the mouth last night, sir. Are you drinking and drugging again?
little echoey, but not too bad.
Okay.
We can hear you good.
All right. I'm just, I don't know.
Just I don't know, nah, 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 nah.
I don't know what to do. But I'm tired of people attacking me and Candace continually. This is ridiculous.
No, I don't know, but I'm sure if you say a couple more times, I'll figure it out. But please, go on with your a couple thousand more times in the next minute, please.
Um, we had a very loving family, and someone takes our daughter, and then all of a sudden we get a.
Did he just say they have a very lovely family? Well, I'm gonna have to call shit on that, because ain't nothing lovely about your family, bud.
Attacked, at the beginning, when I very first opened my very first Facebook account, because I had so many sleepless nights thinking about Summer. And
Why you lying? Riddle me that, Don. Here's a question for you. Where's your daughter, Don? Why are you more worried about moving to different states rather than staying put and trying to find your child? That is my question. Okay, Don? Here's a hard question for you. Why is it out there that you like to SA little children? Why is it out there that your wife likes to SA young boys? These are the questions we want to know. Why do you keep saying Summer will never be found? What do you know that you don't want to discuss, young man?
Worse it could be, and how I could just going crazy, absolutely crazy. So
I'm going crazy, absolute crazy. I sound like I just got off a drug binge. And we're gonna find my, and I feel so bad for my daughter being missing, even though I show no remorse whatsoever. No matter if I'm talking to the news stations, the cops, or anybody else, I have no emotion about my daughter being missing. And I'm just gonna go over here and visit my beautiful and talk and make people feel bad for me, even though I don't show emotion because I like talking on channel because I don't like being asked a hard question.
so I created a Facebook account, and you know, it just blew up. It just completely blew up.
And things got blown out of proportion, didn't it?
Well, I guess I should go back to, when my dad first married my babysitter, which, so these married.
Your daddy married your babysitter. Well, I don't see how that's relevant. Exactly. Why aren't your boys with you, Don, if you're such a loving and caring family?
Mary, Jeannie, Sherry, all them, Debbie, and all them are my stepsisters. My babysitter became my stepmother.
And how does this make you feel?
So she's been babysitting us since we were little kids. So we've known, me and the step family have known each other for a very long time. And
Lollipop?
throughout the divorce, my dad, literally destroyed in every way, went after my mother.
Anybody else see the deflection? Anybody else see the deflection?
They done everything to destroy my mother, and they also done everything they could.
Hey, cow lady, I got Justin's lollipop here for you. You want it?
To destroy their real dad. They didn't even hardly want anything to do with their real dad because my dad had just, and I'm not trying to say anything bad about my dad or my stepmother or anything else. They fell in love. Okay, these are the dynamics of a divorce. There's a lot of brainwashing and hatred and destruction of every kind, destroying each other's credibility, and in every way you're trying to, you're trying to brainwash
Deflecting, Don.
the kids into hating their real dad.
How old was his babysitter, Don? You cannot excuse your behavior because of your parents' faulty. Stop blaming your daddy for leaving your mama for the babysitter. It ain't gonna happen, Captain.
They're trying to brainwash.
But please go on and tell me about how more dysfunctional your family is and how much of a loving family you supposedly are.
Us and hating my real mother and on and on and on and how great they are and how much losers the other ones are in every way possible. So this is what my step family and us kids learned at a very young age.
Right.
This is very, you know, it's it's horrible. It's
Yeah.
horrible what had happened to their
A
real
lot.
dad. He was a really nice guy. I've had many conversations with this guy. Really nice guy,
Are you talking
and
about your stepsister's father, real biological?
their real dad. Yeah, real nice guy. He'd just been through pure hell. He lost his wife, all his kids, everything through this hate
Dolly, you came with the 170 points to Gryffindor. Why are you not talking about your missing daughter, Don?
train kind of thing. And
Right.
and my dad even adopted, or not adopted, but I forget what she called. But anyway, that's beside the point. But so this is the behavior that all these kids have learned throughout the
Throughout the
years.
year. Right.
This is just
Nah, April, you're up.
absolute destruction. And but now they have a platform to do it, which is called YouTube.
Right.
Um, but this is something they've learned at a very young age and continue to do it. Have taught their kids to be this way and their grandkids to be this way.
Let me know.
Right.
And so so when all this first happened with Summer, throughout the sleepless nights of torment, of wondering where our daughter could be, I opened my very first Facebook account, and the very first lie that come out was Trish Nelson saying that I had raped her for 7 years. And probably not a lot of people know this, but that was
Don and who is a confessed SA? Who did? Who did? Who SA'd somebody? Hold on, Jaded. Let him speak. Don and who? You said Don and you. Who is you? Oh, you're saying I'm a sex offender. Right. Okay. I was just responding to Don about him. Oh, okay. So you're responding to that. Okay. I see. I see. I see where the mix up was. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And there goes Lips doing her job.
the very first lie. And I had people coming at us left and right. People, and I didn't even, yeah, you know, that was the very first lie that come out. She said I raped her for 7 years of her life. Which would be my, like, not even my stepsister, my I don't know,
Right.
what should
So,
my step niece, I guess.
did
But
she not have any proof or anything of that? She just
well,
come.
no, we started, probably fighting that a little bit back then, and then they just completely dropped all that. And
So you were accused of essaying your niece, and it just went out the window. Right.
made them videos
No.
disappear and everything, and then come with all these other what you hear today, which is some truth, a lot of stretched truth, and a whole hell of a lot of lies all combined to destroy me. And my character, my good nature, and everything else. And
Character and good nature. You're not actively searching for your missing 5 year old. You don't show any signs of mental distress or upsetness about your child being missing, but you have good nature.
try, and I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to say that I'm this horrible monster, and I've done this to my own kids. They're trying to say it about my wife and everything else, and
Right.
it's really wrong. But they don't want to talk about their own lives or what they've been through, or they protect all the things that they've done in their life.
Kinda
Of
like they
course,
want
of course, they want to portray themselves as
to.
angels, and
Bro, you ain't never once stepped foot into a goddamn fucking church until the day your daughter went missing. I don't want to hear your bullshit. You need to really get off of the farm because you huffing them cowpipe fumes is to making you turn out to be nothing but a yourself.
you know
Come on.
narcissistic behavior. It makes them, feel better about talking about other people. And right now, tag I'm it, I guess, because someone took my daughter. Instead of supporting us in any way, and a lot of this stemmed from, there was a lot of kids in the step family, um, and everybody was trying to sway my dad, and it was about money and power. Really, honestly, that's what it comes down to. Is who's who's my dad helped out all the kids all he could with what money he had, and that's what
See
it really
that?
boiled down to, I think, is the help and the privilege and stuff like that. It's when you got that many kids, there's going to be you know fights or whatever, I don't know.
Let's talk about the allegations of your daughter being given drugs at 3 years old and you rushing to Allison's house to help do something about it instead of calling the proper authorities for your child. Better yet, how about not leaving drugs around where your children can get to them?
How to say it, trying to think about how to say it, but it's just,
Well, yeah,
and I don't really want to talk about all this stuff or anything, but and I don't want to bring up the past and try to destroy people and this and that.
mhm.
But these people love that. They love that. They love to destroy people. They love to hate, and so I have to fight back. They're destroying my family. They're destroying what my
The only one that's destroying your family, my dude, is you. That's who's destroying the family. Because you'd rather be up here on panels in the YouTube streets instead of actively searching for your daughter. And tell me, Don, how much money did Grandpa Kenneth leave your daughter?
my kids know about me and believe about me, what my boys think of me. They're destroying that image. They're
Right.
destroying our chances of ever having a life. I don't know how many jobs I've lost because of this,
I
and
know,
it's
Don.
just it's ridiculous.
I know. And it just continues on. It's just like instead of, focusing on Summer's case, they're bringing it out more and more just to be able to attack you and bring you down. But you've not told your side of the story because you have integrity and you feel like, you know, they're not innocent by far.
Like
Don,
I said, I don't really want to attack, but
no.
the thing of it is, a lot of us kids were in a situation where we really couldn't finish school. A lot of us, I quit school at a very young age. I got my first
Yes, yes, a lot of people have quit school. Boo hoozy hoozy hoo. Get over it.
job at $2 an hour washing dishes at a
Hmm.
restaurant because I didn't have nothing. I felt like I had to support myself the best I could, and I thought that was the right thing to do, but I didn't
But that's your stepdaddy's fault, right?
have nobody helping me with my schoolwork and drilling me saying, look, you need to. I had
Everybody else's fault but your own, right?
nobody helped me at all, and I was way behind in school. There's no way I could catch up, and so I thought the right thing to do was drop out and get a job. And
We've all had that, you know,
right, yeah, everybody goes through this
you
kind of
don't
thing.
have a lot of guidance at home and people to lead you in the right direction. Or if you're living in constant chaos and you
Yeah.
don't know what a normal life is.
Cow lady, shut up. All I hear is meh. Shut up. Let the man deflect some more.
You know,
Well, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I don't want to. All of us, we're in a rough situation. There's a lot of kids together and a lot of games being played, mental in every way. My sisters, my real sisters, are very hurt. Especially my youngest sister. She's is hurt so bad because she was just shoved to the sidelines. She didn't get any help in school. She didn't
Deflecting, dumbass. Stop deflecting.
get any help in any way. Did she get any help? She went through pure hell, and she is so hurt still today. She can't hardly talk about it. She'll just break down and start crying. She was just completely forgotten about and run over by you know I'm not trying. I don't want to come out here and put people down. I don't want to put down my stepsisters, but they're forcing my hand. They're forcing me to fight back. I'm not going to allow them to tear me and my wife's good nature apart. When we love our kids, we have a good family. We loved each other very much, and this is just complete nonsense. It's
so many
not.
things have been twisted
It's
around.
it's not our fault someone creeped up here and stole our daughter. That's not our fault.
No, it's not.
And I'm not going to allow them to put that on us.
No,
Um,
I don't blame you, Don.
but I wanted to bring out one of Mary's lies when she said that I was standing on the corner selling my kids, trying to sell my kids and selling them for drugs. You know, my daughter went on live with White Boy's wife and cleared that up. Um,
Well, I happen to know your daughter loves you very much, Don.
right,
Just I was talking to Candace in Arkansas. I seen that. Thank you, blind screen Dennis. Thank you so much for that. I should have
Oh,
seen you
there's
went up there
money.
and combed her hair for her
hmm
and everything when she couldn't even comb her own hair.
Exactly. No need to explain shit to nobody if you ain't hiding something, homie.
You was good to her and her kids as well. Thank you,
but
Black.
couple things I'd like to bring up, and I realize, we were all kids. My step family, they were a bit older than us kids were on my dad's side. Me and my sisters, we were somewhat younger, and um, except for my stepsister Jeannie, she was younger than all of us, I guess. Um, But I'd like to bring up some of the things that Mary don't want to talk about. She wants to talk about me on and on and on and keep bringing up new allegations and try to make it seem like
Well, obviously, if the repetitive repeats the same thing over and over, it tends to be a truth, Donald. So, thus for, what the fuck are you hiding, homegirl?
like I've done all these sick, demented things to my kids. You know, I'd like to say,
Well, if you didn't, then why was CPS so quick to take your children, Donald? Answer that one, homie. Why was CPS so quick to take your fucking kids if you're such a good-natured man and have a loving family?
you know what? My boys have talked with TBI. Do you not think, you idiots, that if I had done something so devious, such a things that these sick
No, what you did is you taught the boys to use rifles. You taught the boys to lie. You taught the boys to be afraid of you. That's what you did. That's why they don't want to go home. That's why you can't get them back.
Sick morons bring up day after day because that's all they can think in their sick minds is all this sicko stuff day after day. That's all they can think up in their head. Really weird. But my boys, I'm sure talking to specialists with TBI would have told them if anything like this would have ever happened. And I'd be in jail. I'd be on my way to prison. Guaranteed. These people ain't
Absolutely.
dumb. With TBI, law enforcement, people think they ain't doing their job, this, that, and the other.
Kind of hard for them to kind of hard for them to get any evidence stacked against you to put you in jail when Lawson was controlling the search places and wouldn't allow them to search half the fucking places that needed to be.
Believe me, they're not stupid. You're not going to pull the wool over their eyes.
Absolutely not, Don.
Hell no. But, people like Chris McDonough and the lab and all these hate YouTube channels keep using Mary over and over, and it's wrong what they're doing. It's so wrong. But since they want, stuff to talk about, I would like to. And like I said, I've tried and tried. I feel like my hand is forced at this time. Um, I would like to know why Mary doesn't want to talk about the fact that her husband raped my 11-year-old sister. Why doesn't she want to talk about that? I tried
I don't know, Don. Why don't you want to talk about USO and her and countless others that you're deflecting on?
talking to her on the phone about it the other day, and it's really, really odd the way it all went down. It's like all of a sudden they weren't together, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, like they made up some weird stuff. But when he had the chance to get my sister cornered, he he raped her. I walked in on him, and I wasn't sure what was going on because I was looking for my sister. We were over at some other people's house, and I guess I'll mention his name while I'm live. Russ Hartman. That would be Mary's husband, Russell Hartman.
Yes, let's throw some more innocent people out there to be discriminated and hated on to deflect the attention away from your dumbass.
Raped my sister. Okay, because I was there. I
You
walked
see
in
that,
on it.
right?
How
You're
old
all the
was
way
your
over there. You
sister,
do this
Don?
shit. You're
11.
a man who has no remorse
I
for his
was like
daughter
Wow.
missing
13.
and blaming everybody
I
but
think I was
everybody
13, and
else.
I remember walking home because we was young kids. We were walking home, and I asked her. Well,
I
I
gotta get
tried to
something to
ask her
drink.
what
I'll be
was
right
going
back.
on, but it was so awkward and
Oh, your
everything, and
goddamn
she did
throat.
not want to talk about it.
I gotta go get water. I'm all
She
on
did
Oh,
throat.
not want to talk
It's all
about it.
your fault, damn it.
But it's real funny, after this happened, Russell Hartman and Mary Hartman got back together. All of a sudden, it's like Mary was like involved in it somehow. Is my point of view. I mean, this is the kind of conniving
you ever
stuff.
talk to her about this, Don? Is she
Do
aware?
what? I,
Is Mary aware that this happened?
oh, I tried to make her aware of it and talk to her about it. I said, why don't you want to talk about that? Or why don't you want to talk about JLR? Why don't we want to talk about JLR, who molested my daughter? Why doesn't she want to talk about this?
Who?
JLR. That would be her sister's son.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to clarify that. I didn't know who you said.
Yeah, yeah. She don't want to talk about that. Her molesting. And when I did try to talk to Mary about my sister being raped, you know what she said? Oh, well, they were going out then. And I'm saying, oh, so I'm saying you're
Donald, stop. Nobody wants a life history of how bad your life was, okay? Nobody cares.
full grown husband was going out with my 11-year-old sister, huh?
No
And
way.
she's like, oh, yo, well, yeah, so she don't want to talk about any of her side of the family and all these
Wow.
whatever.
What your sister told you that when you asked her about it, or she volunteered?
So Allie is a POS because CPS took per kid, and that makes you a POS because Hunter went to juvie, right? I'm sorry, say what now? Moderators, leave it. Do not touch it. I'm sorry, say what? Say what now? Say what now? Say what now? I'm a piece of shit because Hunter went to juvie. Okay. So I'm also a piece of shit for this one. Don't come here talking like that ever. Ever. If you don't know the real story, don't talk shit. Go join Cow Lady over on her channel. Okay?
Volunteer that to you?
She says, "Oh well, they were going out then," is what she told me.
No, no, I mean your
Oh,
youngest sister. What
okay.
he's told
She
you
didn't.
that?
She didn't want to talk about it, but here about a year ago, I asked her about it again, and she says that motherfucker raped me,
Wow.
and she begged me not to say anything about it or anything else. Don't want to start no trouble, but Mary is forcing my hand. Chris McDonough and all the sicko sons of bitches, the lab and all these. That's all they want is sicko stuff to talk about, because they got sick minds themselves. That's all they. I guess that's what they think about day after day is all this
Probably
sick
her,
stuff,
probably.
and try to put
You know,
a
dirtbags do like
jacket
to
on
troll
other
people.
people or
But
whatever,
I'm going to say something.
just so they can have some sicko stuff to
I
talk
booted
about.
them. They shouldn't have been
I
back.
think it's pretty disgusting of these
They were hidden.
YouTube
They shouldn't have
channels.
been back.
Chris McDonough, the things that he's done, and why is he always going after young little boys? Does he have
Why are you always talking about young little boys in your past life and the boo-hoos and the non-sympathy in the sympathy you're not getting? And the factor is you have not shed one fucking tear or gave a flying fuck to be out there to search for your own kid, and you're leaving it for everybody else to do it.
some kind of fetish? Like, if I get this little 14-year-old boy locked up, I mean, what's he thinking in his mind? I don't know. He's always going after innocent boys. Like, what is his deal? I don't know.
I wonder why he just continues on bringing this situation into Summer's case, which has nothing to do with Summer's case.
Right. They've
This whole live has nothing to do with Summer's case, but you still put your mouth all into it and had to blast her name on it, right? You dumb fucking cow.
completely destroyed what we was trying to do, and we was just trying to get Summers picture.
You know, lady. You know, there are places for, old cows like yourself called the slaughterhouse. Go find yourself in one.
Out there. And then when Trish Nelson said that I raped her for 7 years, that blew up the internet. We had people. That's what caused all these people to come to my house. These psychics and all this crazy stuff all over YouTube was because of my stepsisters and their crap and their bullshit.
So you're going to bully them for speaking the truth about you. Damn, bro.
Right.
And their lies.
It totally clouded the case. It made people look.
I'm sorry, Cat. I'm sorry, Cats, but it is what it is. Sorry.
At you all instead
Right.
of in other places.
They've done a lot of. They were very successful in doing a lot of damage to my family. Congratulations. Yeah, they were very successful with their lies and their bullshit.
Well, I'm so sorry that you had to go through all this, Don. And
It's the world, and then,
go ahead.
I feel like Mary is just really after. I don't know why she turned on me like she did. Because at first she was totally on my side. Oh, she'd say, I would never do something like that or whatever. And then all of a sudden she just turned on me. I guess at the time Chris McDonough got in.
Wood Fairy. Not much I can say about that comment, hon. Not much I can say about that. Other than there's seriously something wrong with this farm, and all of them need to go out to the slaughterhouse.
Involved, kind of thing. I don't know exactly. I can't.
Well, she does have a
It's
channel to promote, so I don't
well,
know
right.
if that
Yeah,
has
but
anything to do with it or not. Just allegedly, I mean, in my opinion, there was a lot of promote.
You're absolutely right, Dolly UK. You're right. So why does she have Summer's name in the motherfucking title? Look, Summer's name is in the title. This has nothing to do with Summer to be found, but her name is in the title. He should have never addressed the situation with his family. Focus should have always been on, yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly, Dolly UK. Summer should have been, oh yeah, focus should have been on Summer. Exactly. All Chris did was show, all Chris did was show is his true colors. Ba, 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 ba.
Of that, which I think should have not clouded Summer's case at all. I, in my opinion, you all opened your house up to.
I don't blame her for being, I don't blame Brandy for being mad. I don't. He showed us what Don's Wells is. Exactly.
Chris.
we
And
did in the hopes, and normally I wouldn't want people to see my house and some of the pictures we put out
You're right. You don't want them to see your house, Don, because they don't want to find. They don't. You don't want them to find out how much of a scumbag you are, dumbass. She puts Summer's name in every title she tags. Jesus fucking Christ.
there and everything else. Any normal person would not share all their pictures with the world. But the reason we did that was to try to help Summer get found. We wanted people to see even all the nasty pictures and everything possible. I mean, everybody's got nasty pictures of their kids that they love, but they wouldn't go share it with the world. But we
yeah,
done that in the hopes of helping find our daughter because we
about like
don't know, we
they're
don't
not.
know, yeah, we don't know if she's being raped every day of her life, beat every day of her life, or is all.
I agree, Wood Fairy. I agree. And how come every time a dead body of any sorts is found in up in their general area, they run scared like a bunch of little bitches?
Already dead, or we don't know what she's going through.
Well, you have to trust God on that one. We talked
Well,
about that earlier, Donna.
we have to trust God for our own salvation. Yes.
I know that you've had a rough past. I know that you've had abuse happen to you. And I feel like that a little bit of that post traumatic stress from all that is making you think the worst about Summer.
Well, they
And
don't they don't take kids to take them to Disneyland or whatever. I mean, statistically speaking, this is not good. Whoever took her, they didn't take her for good reasons. They took her to harm her, whether sexually or whatever. There's no good
Put more
reason to
money.
take a kid from their loving parents and a loving home. Any moron can see that we were very happy together. Somebody done this out of hate for us, or they
Donald. Listen, buddy. Ain't nobody gonna travel the 35 fucking minutes from a city to bumfuck nowhere to steal one of 4 fucking children because they hate you. You stupid dumbass.
They were sexually deviant or they were on drugs. Who knows? We don't know. We
don't
do
know.
not know.
We just pray that
It
that
should
she
be
is.
about Summer. It shouldn't be about Mary and Chris McDonough and how great of detectives they are and all that, and trying
Well,
to, you know, and ruining and to promote their channel.
Hey Don, here's a question for you. Where's the missing SD cards from the security cameras? Where's the missing SD card from your property security cameras, Don? Why weren't the cameras working that day, Don? Explain this to me, Don.
Ruin people like me and Candace. That is the most disgusting thing you
Oh, my
could
children
do.
will be here soon.
Uh,
yeah.
bearing false witness, straight against the Ten Commandments, straight straight against God in building your channel. Congratulations,
I do.
congratulations.
Yeah, but still missing camera footage, right? Makes no sense. So how much did you pay Jody Sue to bury that evidence, Don? Or let's say how much of Summer's grandfather's money did you give Jody to bury that evidence, Don?
You morons.
Shout out to Blank Screen. She said 650 people in chat. Probably 5 are in the bushes. Cough cup pearls. Cough cup. Blank blank. The rest of us, we support you. Thank you, Blank Screen.
I
I
appreciate
do,
that.
I do want to say this. If Mary was aware of all these skeletons that she was aware of, happened to not only your daughter,
Right.
your baby sister,
Yeah.
and, but she wants to come out at you about that, but didn't want to mention that. That was not fair. That's
Yeah.
not fair.
I think we need to talk about Russell Hartman.
I think we don't need to talk about Russell Hartman. I think you need to tell me what happened on that motherfucking hill in the 3.5 missing fucking hours. Why don't we talk about that, homegirl?
Raping my sister. You know, he was over. I don't know how old he was. He had, a real nice car and everything. I think we should talk about her son too. Let's talk about Mary's son. Well, that would be a good one to talk about. Hmm.
I didn't know if you want to share that or
Not at this time. I'm not
okay.
going to bring that up at this time. But
That's okay.
and then we could, of course, go on and make up a bunch of
Dummy
lies
cam.
like they
Okay.
do and stretch the truth and everything
With
else. Oh my gosh, we could go on and on and on. Like maybe I could get with Chris McDonough and just
I'm I'm
create a
gonna
live fest. Ooh, wow, that would be so.
Stop deflecting and talk about your child.
That would make me so popular, I guess.
I'm gonna tell you something right now, Don. Speaking from a true victim that was molested at 5 years old, I know who my
Right.
Oh, here we go. More cow pie out the cow lady's mouth.
perpetrator is, and
Yeah.
I don't want to confront him. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want anything to do with him.
Right.
I sure as hell ain't gonna talk to him, taunt him, stress him out, attack him. Wait until like somebody goes missing in his family, then to bring it out and just continue on and on and on. The one thing that I don't want to do is even talk to him or have anything
Right.
around
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. A lot
I'm
of people that are
so scared.
victims don't want to talk about it. I remember when Trish Nelson first come out with the 7 years of rape lie. I went to her face.
I know, Dolly. That's all he's been talking about for the last 33 fucking minutes is rape, or rape, or rape, or rape, or rape.
Facebook and I seen all these people congratulating her for coming out and telling the truth and dealing with the issues. I mean, just she was really laying it on thick and had all these people actually believe in this crap, you know,
Yeah.
and she played the
I didn't.
victim.
I wasn't aware of anything like that. I've never heard of that one before.
Yeah,
But
this was at the very beginning and they deleted all the videos and all that.
Duh,
well,
you are 100% correct.
Oh,
Yeah, they changed her whole story around.
wow.
I just feel like Mary, she's hurt, and she acts like me and my buddies went and done something to her. And when she told that story, she told two different stories. At first, she told the truth. Then the second, and then all of a
Hey, cow lady, a few things. One, two, you sat there in a different live saying that he never did this. And then in this live from 2 weeks ago, you're saying he did do this. Why you lying? And another thing,
sudden, she changed it all up and changed the story around. But the thing about Mary, is people called her Scary Mary. People called her all kinds of names. She was fake. I'm not trying to say I liked Mary when we were younger. I liked her, but I don't like her now, what she's doing. Of course I don't. I don't like what she's doing at all. I wish we could find some kind of peace or something, but apparently that's not what she's after. Um,
Don, I'm going to say this nicely. No summer, no peace. Period.
but they called her all kinds of names. She was overweight. She had these great big huge tits, and for her to say that we was trying to do whatever is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ooh, watermelon
Do you
candy.
think that the reason why she discontinued has she recently been still doing this, Dawn? Is she still
Thank you, Sarah.
Well,
continuing?
from what
Thank
I
you, Sarah. Thank you. Definitely thank you. Why does Don like talking about little girls getting raped and beaten up? He says it's like his, like it. Oh, he says it like his fantasizing. Oh, that is grody. Oh, that was grody. Luna girl, that was grody. Oh,
understand that she still continues with her crap. I mean, I don't know, but I think she's just
all right,
hurt because
Sarah.
I mean, I understand it. I understand it. Her husband Russell Hartman left her for her niece, stayed with her for many years, and married her, kicked her to the curb. You know,
Wow, that's I would have kicked him to the curve if he'd have touched my knees
well, he
or
married
my
her.
sister.
He married her niece and then was with her for several. I don't know how many years, and she's all screwed up. And I
Wow,
mean,
has
her
your
her
sister?
her her real dad, Jim Bishop, I think molested. Before I even come on the scene.
All right, that Rapunzel. I'm sorry to hear about that. I do apologize, and I hope you're okay. And I am sorry to hear about that. I really am. Many prayers to you, honey. Many prayers. And you're right, Dolly UK. Definitely. You are right. But many prayers to Rapunzel.
I think this guy was molesting Mary, according to her words, and probably molesting Jeannie. So there was a lot of sexual activity before I even come on the scene at all. And they got me. I mean, they played me like a book or like a fiddle, whatever, you know. But I'm done with it. I'm tired of it.
Wow, that kind of explains a lot of why things would happen. Things happen with all every. Seems like there
They
was a
were, we were little kids, but they were very sexual and had many different boyfriends and stuff at the house all the time. We had all the complete neighborhood at our house all the time. Because if you could imagine these stepsisters, you know, in a younger age.
I cannot confirm or deny that, Joe, at this moment. But as soon as I can, I will let you know. I'll let the whole world know. Ah, oh, damn, Rapunzel. I am so sorry. That is rough. I am so sorry. Like I said, Joe, I can't confirm or deny that right now. Rapunzel, I am so sorry to hear about that. That I am so sorry, honey. I really am.
Ages and stuff, and we had everybody was at our house constantly, or we might go to their houses and stuff, which is how my sister ended up getting cornered in a back bedroom, you know. And
Has
this
your
man
sister
took
thought about
advantage of my sister, huh?
has your sister thought about pressing charges against her ex-husband?
No, she don't want to go ruin her life and his life and all this and that. This is stuff that happened. He was fairly young, whatever, you know. She's not trying to destroy this man like Mary's trying to destroy us and our family and my
Like he was
sisters.
a real, I mean, like, but he was a grown ass man.
Well, that's true. But
He
my
was
sister's still
grown.
ain't trying. My sister didn't want me to say anything about this, but Mary's forcing my hand. She won't stop with the crap.
I think it's
But
being.
yeah, if you could imagine all the neighborhood kids over at our house day in and
I
day
agree,
out,
Luna.
the
I
older sister,
agree, Luna girl. And Rapunzel. I do hope everything's okay, and I know that's gotta be something hard to live with. And many prayers, honey. Many, many, many prayers.
sister Sherry, she had relationships with all kinds of guys were after her, all kinds of guys were after all of them. You know, it was constantly people bringing weed over or whatever, and we might go hang out at their house or whatever. But no, it was just one big, what flop house? I don't know. I don't know what you call it.
Where was your stepmom and your father?
Well,
Was
they were doing the best that they could. My dad was always gone on the road. He drove truck and he was always gone. And when he was home, he was
Deflecting. Deflecting.
asleep. He was tired.
yeah.
He did not have the time to deal with. I mean, he was just wore out. You know, all them years of trucking and stepmom. You know, she done the best she could, but of course she's gonna favor her own kids over the stepkids, me and my sisters. She's gonna
Right.
favor them. She's in every way. So it was
Right.
a real bad deal for me and
You're
my
right,
little
Dolly.
sister.
It's all about everybody else and not him talking and hoping to find his child. I'm not understanding this live and why it even took place 2 weeks ago.
Especially my, I mean, I didn't realize what I was getting mixed up in at all. But boy, was I getting mixed up in some crap. And then my
Well, you
little
were
sister,
y'all too, Don. All of y'all were kids.
yeah, I think Mary dropped out at a young age and got married to Russ. You know, they
Lips,
had
you're absolutely right. What they did to Brandy on cows was disgusting and disrespectful. You're right, Joe. It's absolutely disgusting.
a couple kids until Russell got tired of her and threw her to the curb. And I don't know what she did to lose all that weight. I'm wondering if she ain't doing meth, to be honest with you, because she's talking straight out of her neck.
Ooh.
Everything, Mary. I mean, I'm wondering if she's lost weight. I'm wondering how she did it.
Did she have that surgery?
Stress will do that to you. Stress will make you lose weight real quick, bud.
Do you think maybe?
No, she ain't had that surgery.
Mm,
But I mean, for years she dealt weed and methamphetamine out of their house. So it's hard to say. I don't know.
wow. That's not a good combination at all.
No, and it makes you crazy and psycho and really hateful, and the way she acts. I mean, I have to wonder if she's on meth today.
I don't know. I've never listened to her talk. I couldn't do it. I just don't feel like that should even have been brought into Summer's case at all. And so I never listened.
Thank you, Jaden. Thank you for that. Joe. That is a lie. She never dealt drugs out of her home. There it is. He's just trying to shame her like anybody gives a shit what he thinks. Exactly. And my point about this is that this is severely fucked up. You spent almost 3 hours over here on my channel deflecting and blaming everybody and their brother for your daughter missing and refused to say one single iota about your fucking child. What is wrong with you, dude?
Listen to her talk about anything, or I've
Yeah,
listened to a little bit and then I just had to turn it off because I just feel like it totally clouds Summer's case.
it does. It's
If you're
wrong.
going to come out,
For her to
go ahead.
do what? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I didn't interrupt you.
Well, I'm just tired of the attacks from them, my stepsisters. I'm tired of their bullshit. I'm tired of them getting with this idiot Chris McDonough. He doesn't, he can't hold a job as a real cop, let alone, I mean, he had to turn to be a YouTuber, and he had many people fooled for a long time.
Where
But
was
he all he is a
you
hate monger or whatever.
before?
Goes after these stories and hates, and
I
he's really taken advantage of my stepsisters. I think,
I
in
just
my
feel like
opinion.
he did
Well,
sway the people's minds a different way instead of being
I
neutral.
agree, Bojack, and it's at the end of the day, this live should have never taken place, and Summer's name should have never been laid all over it. CM did nothing. He is retired DW, but slandering his name wasn't a good idea. Exactly. Truth hurts, doesn't it, Don? Exactly.
Neutral in this, like he should have been. I feel like he took them. This is my opinion. I have a right to it, but I do
Yeah,
feel like he swayed it in a direction
he
after you
did.
came,
Totally, he did.
invited him into your home, and
Yeah,
then
he started that right away.
Hey, Don, how do you sleep at night, bud? He broke his probation again. Hope his PO heard this. I agree. Hey, Don, how do you sleep at night, bud? That's my question. How do you sleep at night?
Hey, saying I had some kind of something on TV or some pornography or something on the TV, and it was a commercial or something. I can't remember. I don't know. Pretty weird. Yeah.
and I
But
just feel like children are off limits, and I feel like Hunter should have never been brought into an
Lady, keep my son's name out your fucking mouth.
interview.
no, he
Never.
shouldn't have. He's just a kid.
Yeah, and so he should have never brought him into it. I feel like there was some sway in there. You can look at the body movements. In my opinion, I feel like Hunter was being coached in a lot of things in that
Oh
interview.
yeah, yeah. Chris McDonough played all of them, every one of them, all the way down the line. He played us. He played all of them. The stepsisters. He played Hunter, Allie, and all of them very well.
I feel like
But
Hunter,
for
You, sir, have no right to talk about my son. You need to shut your fucking cake hole.
yeah,
I feel
for
like
his
Brand,
own personal gain, though, this guy destroyed a family. Chris McDonough completely destroyed me and Candace for his own personal gain. That
Yeah.
is very wrong. That is like
The only one that destroyed your family, Don, was you.
so against God's commandments and everything that God stands for.
Right.
That's what kind of person Chris McDonough is. And all the YouTube channels out there that follow suit and want to act like Chris McDonough, hey, more power to you. Whatever. Uh,
Well, the point of
I
the
don't
matter
know.
is that I feel like Allie and Grimbun was coaching Hunter that day.
Well, they were, yeah.
Should have never
But
been.
who was coaching them? Chris McDonough.
You could be right. I just feel like
Lies, deceit, deflection.
it was definitely used against you in Summer's case, and like I feel like you all opened up your home and you opened up your lives to him.
We
Gave
did
him a lot of money.
For Summer's sake. And I would like people also to know, hey, that basement was a food storage. It had drywall in it. We tore the drywall out of it to run electrical and do other things and reframe some walls in the way we wanted it to. We was given this house by my mother, what was a trailer house. We tore all that out. We're started over. Our kitchen and everything was in the trailer house. We had to create or make our kitchen in the office area. We've been working on this place for years, and for them to come in and we're paying cash money. We don't have access to a large bank loan to just come in here and demolish the house and build a brand new one here. We don't have it like that. We're not rich, but what we do have is paid for.
That's me. I pay for.
Hey, little buddy, how was school? Uh-oh. Did you have a rough day? What you doing, bud? Where's my huggy? I get lovins? Hunter. Where's my lovins, bud? Not gonna give me a hug today? Give me my huggy. Can't play with my stuff, but give me some of my huggy. Where's my huggy? Hi, Hunter. Oh. Hi, Hunter. How is my little buddy today? You good? What? You want to see what I'm doing? Okay. Want to say hi to the people? Hang on, buddy. Look. Is that you? You're right there, see? Isn't that neat? It's all you. You're right there. What? No, 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 no. We can't play click click. We can't play click click. What? You want me to say everybody's saying hi? Look. Everybody's saying you're a cutie and hello. What? No. Oh, you want me to play with the mouse a little? Okay, I'll play with the mouse a little. See? Cool, huh? You ready to go upstairs and relax a little bit? Make daddy tired out so he can go no nights? Huh?
No, we gotta go upstairs and get medicine.
Oh, it's Medi time. All right, come on. You come back down later, I promise. Come on. Go with daddy. Oh, boy. You're a cool man. High five? No? All right. No. That's Little Hunter. No, that's Little Hunter. He's my little buddy from upstairs. Sorry about that, guys, but little buddy just got home. He's got to go upstairs and take his medication. He is on the spectrum. He's autistic, nonverbal, but he's a good boy. He's a good kid. And he's such a sweet. He's a ham, ain't he? Yeah, he's a good kid. Don, when Don got arrested and TBI held a press conference, I bet we will see when Don gets arrested. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's a good kid. Nothing wrong with it, guys. Nothing wrong with it. But he had to go back up and he has to go up and get his afternoon meds. So he'll be up there for a little bit. But come on now, let's get on now. We're going to have ourselves some more bullshit from Daisy's mouth now. My daughter works with autistic and borderline. Oh, that is cool. No, he may look like me, but he's no blood relation. He's my upstairs neighbor's blood son. Don and Candace and the non-stop begging for cash is enough. Here you go. Here. I got one. Here. Let me put it in caps locks. Here, my granddaughter is nonverbal. Hold on. It's difficult. It is. But listen, that little boy is a ham. Here you go. I did it. Everybody else wants to beg for shit. Screw them. Oh, there you go. But no, in all actuality, I could care less. I'm just busting balls with that. But no, Hunter is a good kid. He is. He gets overstimulated at times and needs a timeout to relax and be away. Thank you, Sarah, honey. I was just busting balls. And he's a good boy. It's rough. He has rough times when he first gets home from school, but he's a good kid, a very good kid. And I love that little dude. He's cool as beans. As you can tell, he just come up, sat on my lap, and was all chill. He is a cutie. He's nonverbal. He is nonverbal. He doesn't talk at all. He just makes noises. He is nonverbal. But listen, that little dude, as you can see how sweet he is, he's a good kid. A very good kid. Ready? Set, spin it. But yeah, he's a very good boy. He does have moments. That's what we call them. We don't say anything other than that. He has his moments, and he's usually a very good boy. But when he's overstimulated, it becomes a little increasingly difficult at times. Talks with his eyes and smiles. Yes, he does. They are amazingly talented. Yes. He's a very smart little one. He is. And God bless him. I read an article that said Larson's son had another victim that couldn't be disclosed by Jesus H. Monkey. That's insane. My daughter's a nonverbal but talks with her eyes. It's difficult. I mean, even just hanging out with the little guy, at times it gets difficult. But, he's a good kid. And I will talk about this boy for day in and day out. This little boy, he is awesome as pie. And I'll tell you all that right now. He is awesome as pie. I mean, the cool little things he does, even his fits are cool. I mean, they're different, but it's all right. His moments are awesome. But sometimes you just got to be careful. But, yes, let's get back into Moo Cow Lady and Don's deflecting, please. I put us off topic today. I worked for special needs. You have to be loving and just be there for them. Each kid is different. That is exactly what I do. I'm there for him. As you see, I asked him if he wanted lovin's. He saw I was on my computer, and he just came right over, sat on my lap, and was like, oh. And wanted me to play with the mouse. There's nothing wrong with it.
everything cash. I don't do anything in credit. I I might
Thank you,
have not
sir.
have the most beautiful home, but what when we get the money, we pay cash for it. We don't go in,
Right.
and it's
That's great.
expensive to have
Yeah.
things built. Things are
Has changed the story so many times, and Canada is also the same. Yes, I know, Joe. Definitely has.
not cheap
I
at
don't
all.
know. They're getting more expensive all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Thanks to old Biden.
but I feel like if he was going to do that, he needed to stay neutral.
Damn right.
He did not need to bring.
Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. Let's investigate. Damn right. They are amazing. DW didn't pay to have downstairs. What was that? Listen, I was only busting balls, man. Y'all are gonna make me
A
feel like shit.
14-year-old boy in the interview at all.
No, he keeps going after them
Thank you,
14-year-old
honey.
boys. What's up with that?
I don't know, but I just feel like even Hunter's dad doesn't agree with that. He should have been in that interview.
You're right.
Um,
Right.
You're absolutely right, cow lady. My son should have never been fucking involved in that interview. You're right. My son should have never been involved in that interview at all. But you know what? I give my son kudos to stand up, even though he was being threatened by Candace and stalked by Candace. There. You want to know what I know, everyone? I'll tell you right here, right now. You want to know what I know? I'll tell you. I tell you right here on this live about Moo Cow Lady. I tell you every little goddamn fucking thing you need to know. That dumb bitch stalked, harassed, and threatened my son to keep his fucking mouth closed about what he saw. And he still had the balls to stand up there and do the CM interview and basically tell Candace to fuck herself. There you go. And you know what else I know? Maybe if you kept your hand, maybe Candace, if you kept your hands off my son's dick, he wouldn't have been involved in the situation to begin with. How about that, Candace? And let's not talk about the time you were pregnant with some other fucking little kids, with some other minor's child. Let's not talk about that, Candace. How about that? Or let's not talk about how Don sat there and raped his fucking stepsisters and is trying to deflect it. How about that? I have done nothing but ever since get up here on these goddamn streets and protect my fucking son. And you're gonna sit there and say you had no rights to be up there? Fuck you. Well, there it is. I can only take my meds once a day. There it is. If you kept your fucking nasty ass wife away from my nasty ass son's dick, he wouldn't have even been there that day. If you would have kept your nasty ass hands off your fucking stepsisters, you wouldn't have to be up here deflecting your bullshit. Hang on 1 minute, please. Hello, dear. What's what's the matter? When is it? Thursday. Unknowns. Why? I don't plan that fucking far ahead. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I can do that. I don't care. But they need to be out of. But they're gonna have to listen directly because I have to still. I will probably no. I won't be working that day. I mean, I won't be on YouTube that day. So yes, most indubitably, it'll cost you one Mountain Dew. Well, I'm saying next week. Next week to watch your children, it'll run you a Mountain Dew. I'm a cheap date. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I know. My children should actually be on their way home soon themselves. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am very, very sorry. Oh no, I took a minute there. I am so sorry. I am. I did not mean to go overboard. What's going on? I do apologize. I do. I really do. I am so sorry. That was very uncalled for on my end. I should not. I I should have tried to control it a little better. But at the end of the fucking day, at the end of the day, there's no excuse for Don being a nasty pervert. There's no excuse for Candace taking advantage of young children. There's no excuse for it. And then you want to come over here 2 weeks ago on Cow Lady's godforsaken channel and blame everybody else in your war in the world for the stuff you and your wife have done infuriates me. You hid the fact you touched. You're hiding the fact that you touched your sisters. You're deflecting it. You're hiding the fact your wife was pregnant with a minor child's fucking kid. And hiding the fact that this dumb bitch had her hands all over my son. But, but, it's everybody else's fault, right? Fuck if I know. Hey, my father's calling. Yes, young man.
Yo, man, what's up?
Currently on a live. What's up?
I see that you're live here, so
Always. But what's up?
you moved yet?
Yeah, we're already moved.
Where?
Hang on.
That's
He
just
shouldn't
my
have done.
and
He
then
was, yeah, he was coached big time on what to say. This is a kid that used to come over here and play with my kids, a really good natured kid, and we always hugged each other, and we never had any issues whatsoever. You
right.
know, very good kid, and it's sad. It's really sad that these people, even his own parents, coached him into lying and saying all this hateful stuff, and Shrewey, their daughter, into saying all the things that she said. But she's got that little bit of wickedness about her already, and she's just a young
You
kid.
can tell. I
Oh
mean,
my
that's
gosh.
you can tell that she's a little
They're
bit
not, yeah, they're not taught to
like her
love
mama.
God. They're not taught to love God and be in church and about integrity and being
And that's one
truthful.
thing
And
that people are forgetting. You were taking your kids to church when summer went in.
absolutely, yeah, I was taking them to the best church in the world, the Seventh Day Adventist Church.
Yeah,
They have more knowledge and truth in their church, and not knocking all the other churches. I'm not trying to, but they do have more knowledge about revelations and other things in the Bible than any other church I've ever seen.
yeah. And so Summer was a social butterfly.
Yes, she loved to go and visit everybody in the church. She loved them
You
all.
could tell that. You could look at
Yeah,
those videos and tell
exactly. Yeah,
she
it's pure,
loved
and it's pure love. But these YouTubers want to turn it into something sinister and evil
everyone.
and all this, especially the sexual part of it. Like, what is this? All these people think about 24/7. Like, it's pretty gross.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's a true crime community, and they have seen, I have to say, a lot of them has seen bad stuff from parents, but not all parents are bad. Like, with
Sorry,
Harmony
guys, I had a
Montgomery, her
phone call.
dad really did hurt her. I mean, he unalived her. But
And yes, I will say it again for all those who don't understand or is in here late. Okay? Candace was pregnant with a minor's child, with a minor's baby at one point. Okay? I'll say it 1,000 times to the roof. Yeah, she was Doodle Mom. And I do apologize to everyone. I do. Again, it's just, I agree. It is a fucking joke. Yeah, Messy, it is. And I hope and pray to the good Lord that this bitch gets nailed to the fucking wall. And I hope, Don, you burn straight down with that fucking house. Your house of horrors.
there was warning signs. He had a long history of uh, attempted murder and everything and stuff like
It
that.
doesn't matter who had a long history of anything, you dumb bitch. Shut your pie hole.
So that's a different story. Every case is
Right,
different. You can't
right.
take one case and compare it to another, you know.
Listen, Messy, I understand what you're saying, but I've already spoken way too much of what's going on behind the scenes. Okay, I did. I've already, out of anger and frustration of this video that I'm going over from 2 weeks ago, I've already said too much that I should not have. Thus far, I can't really discuss it but I've already broke my silence a little, and I can't continue to do that. And I agree. No, it wasn't my son's. It was whatever boy she was. It was whatever child, whatever boy that she was molding into her house of horrors before my son came along. That I can't do. I can only take them once a day, and I already took them. But we're going to go over this a little more, and then I definitely need to chill out. My children are going to be home soon. But speaking of that, let me see where they are. All right. They're still at school for a little while longer. Like 360 work. No, my child is walking. She must be on her way home. Yep, she is. That is good. But let's get on with a little more of this. And I'm going to keep eyes on my daughter.
No,
I
it's
mean,
different.
when all those stepkids were thrown together, none of us has had any education on what we should be doing and what we should not be doing. We were
Yes, she does. It's all over Facebook. It's all over her Facebook page.
kids left to our own demise,
Yeah,
and
you need to
they done their things. I'm not trying to tell you I'm some kind of an angel because I'm not.
none of us are.
I've had a lot to learn over the years, and so hasn't everybody. But Mary sure as hell is
I agree.
not in the or Jeannie or Trish Nelson or any of them are. They're no angels. Hell no.
Right.
Hell no.
I can say this much for you since I've known you, Don. Not one time have you walked out of line with me. Um, Not one time, as if you ever talk to anybody that's ever talked to you that I know, have ever gotten out of hands. Everybody's always said you're upfront, you're honest.
Honest my ass. Honest my ass. Honest my ass. And again, everyone, I am sorry for my outbursts.
You're a good person.
Lies. Murr. Murr. Good person, Don. Murr. Lies.
And so I'm definitely, you know, I can say that for you, Don. You've always been so nice and so polite. Are you a little redneck? Yes. We're all a little redneck sometimes. We are. We get mad. We act on our feelings. I do the
Yeah.
same thing.
Get
But
mad, start cussing, and everything else. I do
yeah,
it every time.
me too.
They're both guilty of that, Joe. They are both guilty of that, definitely.
I can't.
But
Uh,
I do want to say this. Every time that I've ever talked to you, you've always been very respectful. For other people that talk to you, that you've always been disrespectful. You've never said anything out of the way. You've never just acted like that you was a
Teresa, that's not an opinion. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. That's a bloody goddamn fact. Bagel mom. Thank you, honey.
sexual person.
Sorry, my thumb hit the button. Thank you, honey. We're all losing it, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's it's just hard. It's just hard.
In any way at all. And I've never got that vibe from you. Like I've been around a lot of creepy people in my lifetime, Don, and I
yeah.
don't get that from you at all.
Right.
And it's just this because they have came forward with all this stuff. It makes people that don't know you think badly of you.
Right. I remember when I first opened my Facebook and the first lie that went out that I raped Trish Nelson for 7 years. People were blowing up my phone. I had this one woman get a hold of me, and she says she was screaming hysterically. Did you really do that? Did you? I'm like, do what? I didn't know what she was talking about. And then she explained it to me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. I was like, it was unbelievable.
Right. You're so heartbroken and you're talking about it very casually. Dude, you're fucking stupid and you're fucking guilty. You're a straight dumbass.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so that's how all this started was with the
Yeah.
things that they've done, which should be a criminal offense. What they've done should be a criminal offense.
It is, Don. If you got the
Well,
right
there are laws
This
where,
is a
like,
very
if you try to
important
get somebody
matter
locked up
regarding your
for,
son.
say, you lie
Are
about
you
killing
able to
somebody
have
or whatever,
CW
sexual
cards?
stuff.
Sarah, to answer your question, my darling, I cannot speak on that matter whatsoever. Um at this current moment, there are other things being played behind the scenes, and I've already given up too much information out of anger. And I can't give out much more because then what's going on behind the scenes will fall through. No need to apologize. It's actually a good question. But I have too much and too many things going on behind the scenes that don't need to be spoke about right now. Nurse Daisy turns on her bedside manner. Poor Don. Where's Summer exactly? No need to apologize, Sarah. None. No need to apologize.
yeah.
And they prove that you're lying. They will lock you up for the amount of time that that person was going to spend.
Um,
They will lock
we
them up
need
for that
to
amount of
give
time.
Andrew
I
a
That
don't.
should
big
happen. If somebody
It
is going to
should.
virtual hug
destroy somebody's
for not
life by
going to
making up random
prison.
stuff that's not true, then they should go to jail.
You bring up a valid point, Selena. You do. And I'll give you a few reasons. I'll give you a few reasons why I'm not in jail. My children, that little boy you saw here sitting on my lap today, my wife, those are good reasons. Because if this was to happen a decade ago, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be with any of you. I'd be in prison for 25 to life. If I didn't learn to grow and be a better person as I did in the last 10 years, then I'd be in prison right now for life. Because I wouldn't just murk them. I'd burn the house down around them and have them for dinner. Because there's nothing a good flame, barbecue sauce, and seasonings can't kill. And I will make them suffer for months and months on end. I am not the one that is usually known for his calmness, but I had to learn it. And I had to realize that I have way more important things in my life to keep me grounded than revenge and anger. Prison would be an understatement. What I do would violate human laws, human rights, and land me in a federal facility. That's what I do. What's up, Lisa? What I would do would be considered a hate crime, treason, and borderline psychotic. Yes, and I am doing everything by legal means to do so. I cannot let that part of me that wants to hurt them so very badly out, because that's not going to help my family. That's not going to help my son. I cannot let that evil out to handle this the only way that I want to. I have to do it the right way because I am better than what I was. Let's just put it like this: any psychotic, crazy horror movie you can think of would be child's play compared to what I want to do to these two people. Okay? I'm not threatening, I'm not promising, I'm just saying. But I cannot. And I will not allow myself to backpedal that far after coming this far in life.
And they should be.
I had a job at J. Ross Construction. I had it on the phone, everything else. I went in to do paperwork, went in the office, and here's two women sitting there that watch all this garbage on YouTube, and they says, "What are you doing here?" And then they went back to the back and talked to the boss about me and everything, and I couldn't even get work, and I still have a hard time finding work because all these.
I am. Trust and believe I'm standing up for my son, not just from the bullies over here on the tubes, but also the best I can from where I sit, given I am states away. I'm doing everything I humanly can. Heard everything I heard everything Andrew is saying a long time ago. Now we all know it wasn't rumor. Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I'll let you on a little something. If it comes back to where my son had anything to do with this little girl missing, I'd be the first motherfucker to go down there and beat his ass from where he is standing all the way to the police department and beat his ass in front of him. I love my son, no matter what. But if ever there is any legit, liable proof that my son had anything to do with this young lady going missing, I will kick his fucking teeth down his throat and turn him the fuck in.
Women that work at these places see this garbage that's spreading, and it really affects me bad. I can't.
Maybe if you told the truth, Don, from the word jump, you would not have to deal with all this.
Well,
You know, that's why I lost my original job with Tucker Drywall, was because of Mary and Jeannie's and them
You know what?
bullshit.
I'm done with you. I'm done with the cow lady. I'm done with your malarkey for one fucking day. And we're literally only 52 minutes and a 2 hour and a 3 hour stream, and I'm already done with your dumbasses. I honestly really don't believe he has anything to do with it. I really don't. In my heart and my soul, I don't. But I am saying, if it comes back to where it is legally and proven by police that he did have something to do with it, I will beat his ass. As any father should. Any parent should, I should say. The toughest choice is knowing that your child is a criminal and having to know whether or not you should do or don't do something. If I am to find out that that boy had something to do with her missing, and it is proven by TBI and Ellie and their teams, I will whomp him so motherfucking hard, his great grandparents will feel it in their graves. Just saying. Yes, am I proud of would I be happy that something was broken in this case? Would I be destroyed? Yes, but there's always that slight chance that something may have happened on his watch, and he's not talking. My mind is open on this whole case. I love my son. I believe my son. No, they can't prove who I am. But I will tell you, that is how I am. I love my children. They do something wrong and come to me and want to lie about it, and it's proven in a different manner that they did do it, I will beat their ass. Because that is how it goes. Tough love. And I will let them sit in whatever jail cell they need to sit in. And when I get money, I'd send them money, because that's how you do. Sarah, thank you, honey. You don't need to do that, darling, but thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that, honey. But at the end of the day, will I be happy with the choice that I made to throw my kid in jail? No. I wouldn't. But I'd be able to sleep a little easier knowing that he's going to pay for the crimes that he did. Or she did. Being a parent is not easy. At all. I love my children to death. That little boy, Hunter, that little boy brightens up my day every time I see him. That little boy likes me. I don't know why, but he does. But at the end of the damn day, making the tough choices and the tough decisions that we don't want to make are hard. And I agree. Candace and Don need to be held accountable. I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be perfect. I grew up with this, but I chose my life. My parents didn't do wrong by me. I wronged my parents. You think my parents, well, every time I called them and gloated about doing this and that, and there was a warrant for my arrest and da-da-da, do you think my parents, sat there and say, okay, we're just going to, da-da-da about it? Or did they sit there and make the tough choice to turn my fucking white ass in? You know what they did? They made the tough choice, and they turned my ass the fuck in. That's what my parents did. But we are going to close this down. My daughters will be here soon. I have to chillax a little again. But I am quite okay. Blood pressure is a little high, but we are good. But I'm going to close this down. We'll get back together, if not tomorrow, Friday. Wife has off tomorrow. So I don't know if I'm going to be up here doing a live. But I will talk to you guys again very soon. Much love. Thank you all for being here. And have a great day and keep your babies protected, even if that means you got to turn them in. Much love.